With your CIGTV News update, your community news and weather forecast, I'm Donna Bush. The Firearms Response Unit of the RCIPS now has 4 new purpose-built Chevrolet Tahoe vehicles. The police specification firearms response vehicles will provide greatly enhanced tactical options with officer safety. The vehicles have been fitted with upgraded emergency lighting and reflective decals to identify the firearms response unit to provide increased visibility during patrols and response. 2 of the vehicles have added equipment to pull heavy loads, which have potential usefulness during national disasters such as hurricanes, where they may be used to help remove debris or clear roadways. Well, last Friday, a public health department press release advised the public of 1 confirmed case of dengue in the Cayman Islands. Dengue fever, which causes cyclical outbreaks every 3 years or so, is an infectious disease that can be deadly. It is a virus which is transmitted by the bite of the Aedes aegypti mosquitoes, and it can be transmitted from person to person by these mosquitoes. Symptoms may come as early as 4 days or as late as 3 weeks following an infection. Now, Dr. Samuel Williams, Medical Officer of Health at the HSA, advises the best way to avoid dengue is to protect yourself from those mosquito bites. Residents can do this by using a repellent, wearing protective clothing, and staying indoors during early dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Symptoms of dengue fever includes a high fever, headache, pain behind the eyes, joint and muscle pain, as well as a rash. Now, if you have any of these symptoms, you should go to the nearest health center or hospital. They're advising not to take any medication that contains aspirin, and be sure to drink lots of liquids. You should also encourage your neighbors and family members to go to the nearest health center or hospital if they or their family members have the same symptoms. Well, the drive to liven up the waterfront at night continues as the date is set for the next Saturday Night Live event. Hogstye Bay will come alive with the sounds of local bands, tapas-style Caymanian food, art, and much more on October 26th from 5 in the evening to 12 midnight. The aim is to create a modern downtown waterfront atmosphere. Georgetown manager and revitalization coordinator Colin Lumsden states that the turnout at the last event was very good and that he looks forward to greater support. He says we're creating a space for residents and visitors to relax and enjoy our food and culture. The Georgetown Revitalization Initiative is part of the Ministry of Commerce, Planning and Infrastructure, and it emphasizes sustainability and quality of life for the Georgetown community, promoting walkability and connectivity, diversifying downtown through mixed-use zoning, and providing affordable housing and transportation options to people. Now, for these stories making headlines from the Radio Cayman newsroom, Her Majesty's Cayman Islands Prison Service recently held graduation ceremonies for inmates to celebrate the completion of 2 Prison Fellowship International programs. The inmates graduated from the Prisoner's Journey program, bringing the total graduates this year to 73, while 12 inmates graduated from the Sycamore Tree program, totaling 183 graduates since its inception in 2016. Also making Radio Cayman headlines, first-time legislator Mr. Kenneth Bryan says his recent trip to the 64th Commonwealth Parliamentary Conference held in Uganda, Africa, was an eye-opener. Mr. Bryan joined a strong contingent of Cayman elected representatives who attended the African Conference at the end of September. The main conference theme this year is adaptation, engagement, and evolution of parliaments in a rapidly changing Commonwealth. Now for more community news, this time from the Cayman Compass. By day, Michelle Bryan is a corporate administrator. By night, she creates fanciful illustrations that harken back to childhood. Watercolor scenes of daydreams and story time filled with friendly animal companions and cozy moments with family appear straight out of a children's book. And in fact, the 28-year-old has already illustrated these 3 local children's books, all set for publication soon.
My name is Michelle Bryan. I am the creator and owner of Michelle Illustrations. I've been doing this for the last 3 years. The reason why I draw and I do art is because it's a way to express myself and to get a message across. So art is the vehicle of my message, and the message is to add beauty to the world. Because if you turn on the news, you'll see a ton of sadness, and it's just awful, and it's a chaotic world. So I would like to add beauty with my art. Yes, I want to just highlight all the wonderful parts of life, whether that's work or play, family, anything. I just want to highlight life.
Wonderful. And what are some of your favorite things to paint and draw?
I really like to draw cats, people would say, and birds, animals in general, and I like to draw little girls a lot. Yeah, many different things, but mostly animals, people, things like that. Yeah.
Wonderful. Why don't you show us some of your creations?
Sure. This is actually a page that I've done for a local author for their children's book, and it's about a little girl going to the library for the first time. The book is going to be published by Erica Narn, and this is just a little girl the night before she goes to the library for the first time. And so she's excited about getting her library card and going to the library the next day, and she's saying goodnight to her dad, and so you can see like a picture of her mom and her dad and her, and different art that she has done on the wall, and he's just saying goodnight. So I was reached out to by a friend of mine that works at Tower Marketing, and just to do some Cayman themed art. And so this was just the first one that came to mind for me, was a man with 2 lobsters in his hand and just a big Cayman like wide brim hat, and his pant legs like rolled up, and that was actually one of the most key illustrations for Taste of Cayman in 2019. So that was very fun to do. This is what I love to do. This is what I do till 2 in the morning. That's how much I love drawing. I love painting. I love being able to express myself through painting, and I just want to share it with other people.
And you can go online to both Radio Cayman and the Cayman Compass for more community news headlines. Turning now to today's weather forecast for our area from the Cayman Islands National Weather Service. Isolated showers are expected today as an area of low pressure over the southwest Caribbean drifts northwest over the Yucatan Peninsula. The National Hurricane Center in Miami is reporting that a tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is producing disorganized cloudiness and thunderstorms. While thunderstorm activity has increased since yesterday, upper level winds are not particularly conducive for significant development of this system over the next couple of days, while it moves westward at around 15 miles per hour. Now, the Monday forecast locally calls for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder. Winds are from the east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts. Seas are slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. And you can go online to weather.gov.ky for the latest forecast, which can also be found on their Facebook page and on the Weather Radio dial 107.9 FM. Remember, you can download the National Weather Service's app, CINWS, to have the latest weather information available at your fingertips. And that's the latest from us here at CIG Television. To see what's on our programming schedule, you can go online to gis.gov.ky. On the home page, go at the bottom and click on the publications icon. If you missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands Government Facebook page as well as the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush. As always, thanking you for joining us, wishing you a wonderful and safe night, and hoping you'll join me back here again tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye for now.
The Royal Cayman Islands Police Service has launched a new service to apply for a police clearance certificate online. To make this process quick and easy, ensure you have digital copies of all required documents readily available. At a minimum, you'll need a copy of your passport photo page. Our website lists the full requirements. If you are using an Apple iOS or Android mobile device, you can use the camera to take photos of these documents while completing your application. After you have read the instructions and are ready to start, type in the alphanumeric string from the CAPTCHA image and click the green button that says Start Application. If you can't read the letters and numbers properly, click Can't Read Image below the photo to try again. To complete your application, you will follow 5 simple steps. These are shown at the top of each page, and the blue circle will always show where you are right now. Enter the requested data in each field. All fields marked with an asterisk are required. Each field has some help information, and please pay attention to the correct format for dates and telephone numbers in particular. When selecting your birthday, you can also use the calendar feature. If a field has a drop-down list, you can scroll through alphabetically or start typing to find the correct option. You will be asked to enter your email address twice to ensure it's correct. This is the address we will use to send you a confirmation email and receipt. Once you have entered all of the required information, click Next at the bottom of the screen. If you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. On this page, answer the questions about past offenses, provide details if relevant, and then click Next. In this step, you will select the type of service being requested and details of the person applying, as well as anyone who might pick up the certificate on his or her behalf. If you select certain options, more information may be required at this stage or later in the process when you are uploading your documents. Finally, select the reasons you are applying and then click Next. If you make a mistake, use the drop-down menu to change the reason or click the red X to delete a line. Remember, if you click the Cancel Application button at any stage in the process, you will lose everything you've entered so far and be returned to the home page. If you need to go back to a previous page to review or change data you already entered, you can use the Back button. You can also navigate through the process using the links at the top of the page. On this page, you will be asked for the relevant digital documents to support your application. On each line, click the Upload icon, select the correct file, and then click Upload. Repeat this process for each document. Based on the information you've already entered, this page will tell you the basic documents required. However, please remember to read the guidance notes to ensure you've included everything for your particular application. You can click the Upload More Documents button if you need to add more files, using the Comments field to briefly explain the additional documents you are submitting. If you go back to previous sections after uploading documents and make changes that affect these requirements, you may need to re-upload your documents. This is the final page before submission. Please review all information provided to ensure it is accurate and complete. You won't be able to change anything on this page, but you can use the Back button or the links at the top of the page to return to earlier pages and update any field. By submitting this application, you are declaring that the information provided is accurate and truthful. If you are satisfied with your application, click Proceed to Online Payment. You may need to allow pop-ups and then click the button again to show the payment screen where you will enter your debit or credit card information. The Cayman Islands government accepts Visa and MasterCard, and you can use a debit or credit card issued anywhere in the world. Payment will be processed in Cayman Islands dollars for local service, and in United States dollars for overseas service. If you have questions about any exchange rate that will be used, or foreign currency transaction fees, please contact the bank that issued your card. The Cayman Islands government will not receive or retain your card information. Once your online payment has been authorized, you can view and print your receipt. Click Continue to return to our webpage for details on pickup date and time. If there is an issue with your application and we have to contact you for more information, your application may be delayed. You will also receive a confirmation email with this information and your official receipt. Please remember to bring your passport for identification when you collect your certificate from the Criminal Records Office.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
The Esterly Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.
Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?